Terrence gonna do it. Oh Lord.
How skinny do I look? I ain't have time to
Renee, thank you. Thank you for saying something. Oh man. Now let me apologize to the viewers. It's gonna be that end one right here.
You might just want to say our name to save some time.
Yeah.
Just say our name.
Right.
You don't need to be saying that.
Oh yeah, I will.
Yeah, we do the blurb.
Yeah, we'll do it. Okay, we need to start, Terrence.
Put it in the credits.
Huh? No, yeah. Come.
Oh.
There you go. All right. Cool. Great. Wonderful. We start? Awesome. All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to the very first episode of KARLTON SAYS Live. We apologize for the delay. This is what had happened. Our internet right now, it's not really reliable right now, but we're going to make it do what it do on the very first episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know y'all looking like, oh, CP time. No, that's not how I operate. I don't do that. That's not me. I was talking to the special guest, Shot P, just telling him what we to expect, and we lost track of time. Special shout out to Renee for letting me know that it was 102. So it is 102, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm happy to have our co-host here today. I have Ariel Cheese. She's also starring here on KARLTON SAYS Live, and our guest co-host for today, Tamika Limpkin and Kenny Washington. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
All right, we're going to talk. Relax, y'all. Relax. Yes, we good. We about to go ahead and start talking some entertainment. First, let's just jump in here right now. Let's talk about the haves and the have-nots. The finale. Basically, what happened is what's been going on in this season. Benny was hit by a car.
Yeah.
And he was hit by Wyatt's car, and they've been trying to hide the fact that Wyatt had did it. They're trying, the family, the criers was trying to hide that or whatever, and they've been trying to just basically, Hannah figured out that Wyatt was the one who did it, and all that other great stuff. And so in the finale, Wyatt is arrested because Hannah does tell the police that he was the one that did it, but Hannah is locked up because they think that she moved the body of her son Benny. Because what happened was, in court, the father that has been gone for the longest, he decides that he wants to take Benny off life support because he wants his organs, his kidneys or whatever. So it's very, very low down. So basically, and then Jeffrey, of course, he came out last season. This season, he's coming to his own that he's gay, but he's still trying to please his mom and dad and all that great stuff. And Mr. Cryer is running for governor, and all this stuff is just kind of coming together as far as finale. What did you guys think of finale for those of you who saw it?
I didn't see it. I felt like I did. Everybody was talking about it on Facebook, but I didn't have to see the episode. But yeah, I felt like I saw it.
Okay. Chief?
I wasn't thrilled. It just seemed like it was like a regular episode was better than the actual show itself. It was kind of boring. I mean, we knew Benny wasn't dead. I think he wasn't dead.
Right.
I mean, it just didn't do it. It didn't do it for me. I felt like it just lackluster. It wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they hyped it up too much. Like
right.
Like when you think of finale, you think boom,
hit,
bam.
Hit it. Whoa,
and also I forgot to leave. I left out the fact that Candace got kidnapped or whatever. She met Jim at the park because she's blackmailing Jim again, and she was like, yeah, right. She wants like what 2 million? She said she wants $2 million in a condo.
44th floor in Atlanta.
Right, and then they meet in the park. Alone, I guess, supposed to be this notorious family, and then they kidnapped her, and she's now gone.
That was like the only tad bit of what a season finale could be in the past, with the kidnapping, because then now at least gives you something like, well, how's she gonna get out of this? Right. But other than that, it didn't really do it. I mean, how many times she gonna pop up at a public event? We already know something's going on now. Clearly, we already know. Yeah. So it just, and I like the show.
Tamika?
I passed on the show. The very first episode, I was like, pass. It didn't do it for me from the beginning. Like, it just felt like Young and Restless 2013, and I couldn't do it. I was like, no, this is not my life. I need to get something else. So, it's all new to me. It's more like y'all just telling me the whole season. So I'm caught up.
It's spoiler alert at the beginning.
Right. It's cool.
I like this show. I think, like I said, I'm a Perry. because I like his work, his plays. I like some of his plays. I like some of his movies. The ones that are more serious,
right.
I could do without the
Madea.
Madeas.
Oh,
they were good in the beginning.
Yeah.
The very beginning.
Yeah.
More so the plays in the beginning, and then after that, it did get a little.
I think it just got whitewashed after a while. It was just, we just want to see Madea, and it lacked substance. So I feel you on that. Like all the movies, like that Family That Prays. I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
A movie that has substance and tells a story. I love. But Madea went to jail. She done went to preschool.
She done had Christmas.
Madea has pledged. Like I'm over Madea. She good. I'm good with her. Like, what is she a part of?
Me Five Me.
All right.
But yeah, I can't knock Tyler Perry's hustle though. His hustle he's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's about to have 4 shows on one network. You know what I'm saying? Because he has Have Nots. For Better for Worse, Love Thy Neighbor, and then Single Moms Club comes out today. But then they're making a TV show based off the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll have 4 shows on one network. That's huge.
I know Oprah said you are a lifesaver.
Yeah. He did. He saved her network. He definitely did.
Nobody watching it before then.
Right. I don't think so either. And now she's got a following.
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, not knocking the hustle of Tyler Perry, but I just think getting back to the Have and Have Nots, I agree with you. I think the finale was very lackluster. I love Tika Sumpter. She's beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Yes, she's gorgeous. But the character of Candace gets on my nerves. I think she's too powerful. I think who walks into I'm still tripping off this. Who walk into a hospital and just be like in the operating room and just be like, "Yo, you gonna fix my brother?"
And then they do it.
And then you go to a security guard and be like, "Yo, you gonna fix my?" And he don't do nothing. Who does that? I just really think, I think the show could be. It's a great show. I think the writing is good. The acting, for some, wonderful. For others, we can be without you.
Oh, right. Yeah, Amanda.
I think I'm a little over.
Going over her, I'm a little teacher and all that.
I'm a little over that.
Right.
That little stabbing. She stabbed the professor in the last episode, and he just kind of ran like.
Right.
Over it.
Okay,
over
that's
it.
what you gonna do. Okay.
Yeah, I just like I said, I feel like it's gotten better. Last season, it's a lot better than last season. I will say that. So.
Well, I definitely take it for what it is, which is a soap opera, which is always exaggerated in anyway.
That's true.
So now it's just a soap opera with us on it, opposed to being the minority.
That's true. Very true. Now, since we're talking about OWN, another show that's on OWN is the Lindsay documentary. Lindsay Lohan, she has her own documentary. It's following her 4 days after she gets out of rehab. She's been in rehab like a whole bunch of times. Right. So this is the latest rehab stint. And basically, it's just following her life. The first episode, she's trying to get an apartment. She's been staying in hotels, and she's trying to get an apartment. She did a movie that didn't do well. But
wasn't Elizabeth Taylor? Wasn't that the last one?
No. It was another movie. She did do Elizabeth Taylor, but it was another movie. It was like an independent film, and it got accepted into like a film festival in Venice, Italy. And she was deciding if she wanted to go or not because they suggest that you don't go places when you're on rehab or whatever.
Right.
When you just fresh out of rehab. Right. And so she decided not to go. But she's just frustrated because she's been in a hotel for a month, and it's like kind of she feels like she's getting back into that whole party mode, and she's trying to stay sober. And then you got her mom. She got all this stuff in storage, and it's just basically it's just following her. I just really felt sad for her. I watched it, and I watched it with my sister Kendra, and I just really wanted to give her a hug.
Yeah,
I really did. She's trying.
And it's and then we're making it really hard for her. With just her surroundings are making it really hard for her. It's kind of like she almost needs to go somewhere that's not even New York. You need to be somewhere on somebody's farm.
You have to remove yourself from the elements that made you who the monster that you are. And I really feel like she has removed herself, even if it's remove yourself from your family and the people that's been grabbing at you.
Those are enablers.
Right, they are.
I mean, her mother and her father, they got issues.
And we know that
with
bad
the issues that she's got.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so that's not going to help because if mom's still doing the same thing, she didn't go to rehab with you.
Right,
exactly. You just went, so she's still doing the same things, and then you living with her in the meantime, or in the hotels. Like she said, this reminds me of when I used to do these things.
Right.
This was my life when I was doing these drugs and drinking and partying and stuff. So, I mean, it's hard.
and you know, is right there.
Right.
Yep.
Do you think like she can have her acting career back?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes, I think that she's young enough to recover, but she has to make the proper steps to want to recover.
Right.
Like we just said, she has to remove herself from the elements that got her to where she is. She has to
change.
know who's a yes man and who's really there for her. She really needs that.
You get that one good role, and you really put it off into it. There you go.
I mean, she's
you're
talented.
living your life
really
more
is.
responsibly,
Right.
you know, so people can look at you and not think you're going to be a liability opposed to.
Are you going to show up to the
right?
movie set
Are you going to be here? Are you going to be acting erratic?
Exactly.
You know?
You're right. And then in the actual episode, she was supposed to do like a model shoot or something, and they found out she was doing it, and they wanted to add some lines, which I was faulting the director. You don't add stuff on people like that.
Right.
But she decided not to do it. But I'm just trying to figure out, you know, I want to see her win. I like Lindsay Lohan. I think she's a great actress. I love Mean Girls. Mean Girls is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Fetch. I said fetch all the time, and it's still not gonna happen. But I think she's a great actress. Again, I disagree that you know you gotta want it.
Right.
You know, you can want something so bad for people, but if they don't want it themselves, then it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So
agree.
Yeah. Another question. I know this is kind of off, but with the Lindsay, I've asked Tamika and Cheese this. I call Ariel Cheese, by the way. I asked them this. Is this a foreshadowing of how Miley Cyrus's life will be? Do you think, in your honest opinion?
Honestly, yes. And I think it's because we've grown up in an age to where publicity stunts get you attention and it gets you money. And people don't look for substance anymore. They don't look for the real. They just look for whatever catches the eye and catches news. It's a time of TMZ. You're not on TMZ because you've done well or you Nobel Peace Prize. You're on TMZ because you acted up, you're drunk, you're not sober, and you're acting out of character. And I believe that people strive for that instead of striving for what they really need to be trying to do, and that set their lives up, not just in their 20s, but further. You know, so.
Cheese.
I think just a little differently. I think that maybe she's got a stronger foundation that she's coming from, whereas that it might help to play a role in it if they keep it under wraps. That, you know, just maybe she won't fly off the handle and, you know, just be extra and stuff. I mean, you got to give them a little credit to the fact that they're young, and when you remember being dumb, and so in that, I could only imagine if I had been rich, include that in the mix, you know, on what, you know, could happen. But at the same time, you know, if you got parents that are making sure that they're focusing on, you know, guiding you in the right direction and stuff, I think that it helps. And I don't think her family, they seem to be kind of, you know, kind of good people.
Yeah, I kind of agree with her a little bit. I kind of think she knows what she's doing in the sense, like, you know, she's trying to make her money because it's out there to be had. And on the other hand, I think she's trying to disassociate herself with Hannah Montana. You know, she did that for a long time. Cause I think I seen on something, she don't want to always be considered Hannah Montana.
Can I just say this? And I'm not a child star or whatever, but I feel like if people know you for that, embrace it. What's the problem? You still getting money though. You still getting coins.
They still selling this in Walmart.
Right.
Right. Is not saying I don't want to be Moesha.
No,
right. They still show Moesha on the station. Right.
All day.
Raven is still Olivia, and she's still That's So Raven.
Get over it. Carlton is still Carlton. Right. For real. Will Smith is still Fresh Prince.
Right.
Embrace
it. A lot of people don't like that though.
I understand that, I guess, because as an actor or whatever, you don't want to be typecast in a role. But for the fact of you just doing all this stuff just to not be Hannah Montana, that's so stupid.
I think that's an excuse. That's
exactly
what I think it is. And I feel like they say, oh, well, y'all don't know because y'all didn't grow up. Miss me with that. Because if you're good enough for the role, you'll get the role whether you were a child star or not. And that's really how I feel. It boils down to talent. It shouldn't boil down to y'all acting out.
That's true.
Sorry.
I'm over it.
Me too.
I'm just over it. Miley
That's what made
Cyrus.
you famous. So yeah, I agree with what you said too. Yeah. That's what made you famous.
Right.
So.
I guess my thing is I agree with Tamika with the Miley Cyrus. I was watching Lindsay and I was like, I feel like Miley's gonna be here about 2 or 3 years. Just saying, sorry. And I was rooting for the girl back in the day because everybody used to be like, oh, she the next Britney Spears when Britney Spears cut up all her hair. Yeah. And I used to be like, no, don't say that. Don't speak that girl life. team, and she's grinding and doing all this twerking with the no butt. Stop it.
But everybody's twerking.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, she just made it worse.
You got to know when to twerk.
I didn't
You
say
have
it
to have
good.
a twerkable body to twerk.
I'm sorry. I watched
twerk.
it too. I mean, it was.
No.
It was just.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the twerk song come on, you just got to move your head. You are not twerkable.
Right.
Can't do nothing but wave your hand.
I see you twerking.
Another person that I'm over, Justin Bieber. Over him. Go home. Go to Canada.
Yeah. How much time are we gonna give him? Because I can't.
I'm just. Oh, I can't. I guess I'm just to the point. Here's my issue, and no offense to anybody of any other race. Justin Bieber, you're not black. I said it. KARLTON said it. You're not black. Because I'm just saying because I feel like you're trying to because he said in the interview that he hip hop artist and he wants to move to Atlanta. So what you trying to say? I don't get what you're trying to do. It's not recollecting in my mind what's going on. I'm not hating on you or whatever. You're making more coins than me, but I'm just saying I don't get I'm just over him. I'm over seeing him act out. He needs to get a beat down. He needs to get a brother beat down. Yeah. I ain't talking about no frat brother beat down. I'm talking about a real. He need to come up to the streets of Augusta, Georgia, and get beat down.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying
because he does too much acting out, and I feel like you were super successful. Like you had everybody on your team. You had team moms, team kids, team teenagers. You had and then all of a sudden you start acting out like this is not you trying to branch and cross over. This is you just acting crazy.
Yeah, and it's stupid.
And I don't care. Yeah. People always I am not a fan of excuses, and everybody wants to keep giving him an excuse. He's another person that wants an excuse for why he's acting out. You got money. Why?
Because there you go.
You got money and nobody telling you no.
Back
to that thing.
What happened to keep doing what you was doing right to get where you are now? Right. What happened to that?
Who thinks about that when you're a kid?
But that goes back to what you were saying about the parents situation. His parents are trying to be his best friends.
Right.
His daddy be hanging out with him
enablers.
Yeah,
like they said they on the plane smoking all that weed in the plane.
Right.
Dad on the plane too.
Right.
And you letting this go down?
That money.
Exactly, because he's paying all the bills.
Do you think that his career would be different? Because he Usher was his mentor when he first started. Do you think his career would be different if he would have mentor with Justin Timberlake?
Yes. And I think, and this is my opinion, I was thinking about it last night. I feel like once Usher started going through all that turmoil and going through his divorce and he started acting out just slightly a little bit, then Justin Bieber saw it as, oh, okay. Because he was literally watching him. He was more than a mentor. He was like a brother, a father figure to him. And he father. So I feel like he's seen Usher acting up and he gonna act worse.
Right.
And I really do feel like that's where it came in. If you look at the timeline, that's when he started doing all these things.
That's true. I never thought about it.
That's a good thought. I never thought about it either. But to hear it could very well be so. Yeah.
But in Usher's defense, he's still a grown man. He might be still in his little young teens. You're a grown man.
Get your life.
You need to get your life.
And Tamar Braxton's words. Get your life. Real quick, while we still got a little bit more time, let's talk about the game. It's back for the 7th season. The big hype was that Kelly Pitts, a.k.a. Brittany Daniel, is coming back to the show. She's one of the original cast members. However, she hasn't been on the last 2 episodes. She will be back next week. She's coming officially next Tuesday on episode 3. How do we feel about the game? I know last season was a big thing because we lost Tia Mowry and Poochal, but we gained Lauren London and Jay Ellis. They're the characters. How are we feeling about the game?
I enjoy it.
I have never.
I'm
not ashamed to admit it. I have never looked at the show. I don't know. I just haven't.
I'm appalled.
Right. Not even the episode.
Not even the episode. There's no reason in particular. I just never.
This never appealed to you. I understand, Tamika.
I feel like Kelly should have been came back, but honestly, I feel like they not trying to pay you, girl. So okay, we're gonna bring you in on the 3rd episode. We're gonna get rid of you on the 5th episode. Watch what I tell you. She's not gonna be here. If Kelly stays, somebody's leaving. I'm telling you, get the shade trees and put it around. They're not doing her right.
Pot a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I figure at least it's the 3rd episode and not the 8th. She could be on the season finale, and then
that's what I thought. I thought she's gonna show up on the season finale, and they'd be like, "I got you."
Right. So if she leaves on the 5th, at least we got 2 episodes. At least we got 2 episodes. 2 episodes where we can see her, kind of see how she's gonna throw a wrench in the mix. And I'm excited about it. I enjoy Kelly, and it'll bring past.
Right.
Especially, you know, with Tasha being pregnant and, you know.
I can't with her.
I want them. I'm over Tasha. I like Tasha the first 3 seasons, and then they kind of made her really ghetto
ratchet.
And real ratchet ghetto. It was just like, okay.
She had a little bit of.
Right.
And she fading away, but she pregnant. Okay.
Of course.
I want them to bring back Tia Mowry and Pooch at least for one episode. I think it would be cool to see the old crew. I mean, they don't have to be on the whole.
Like reminiscent episode.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Well, all right, guys. Thank y'all so much. We've been talking some great talk here on Entertainment TV. Definitely gonna have to ask you guys to come back. Thank y'all for your opinions. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna jump to a video by our special guest. He's a Kingdom rapper here in the Augusta, Georgia area. His name is Shada P, and we're gonna go to that video. This guy is a great rapper, one of the best rappers ever. So we're gonna jump to that video right now. Hit it.
Down with my girlfriend. That ain't right. Whoa! Fucking hollering cuss. You wanna fight? In the middle of the day now, hey, I seem to think of only you. Hey. Oh yeah. Shot it, baby. Let's get it crackin' like your grandmama toes poppin' in the mold stockings. My lord to fix all them toe problems. You on the ball, I'm trying to globe trot 'em. That means globe hopping from here to where they speak old lot. Now I'm your problem, your nose dropping. There's no stopping. The one that even Danny DK saying he show stopping. Can't hear rappers, so on these beats. To him like drop a can of grab and start poke a hole at him. Make him lean back, tell him don't worry, Fat Joe got him. Fake thugs claim they garden tools, bring the hole at him. Speaking of holes in this world, there's a whole lot. So when it comes to good girls, I rose and choke gold out them. Let him go to Melrose and do some more shopping. Money sitting low and low till I'm flow right. These rappers making my city look like a no Gotham. Jesus at the head, that means Satan just like the blow bottom. Who bought them new J's for sure? You know your bro got them. I don't like the bag, but I copped them before the stove got them. Them 1-2 naked blue new obsidians, no ad-libs on the track, I just call it don't let the ditty in. Wanna be 50 trying to hit me with the mini-man, destroy all of them cause I'm the modern day Gideon. I bet you don't know who that is though. Open up your Bible instead of listening to Cisco. Man, I've been on fire, no I never needed Crisco. I wish these other rappers would retire, catch a strip throat. Catch diarrhea with no Pepto-Bismol. Instead of serving the Father, you gotta serve a dead goat. Yes. Oh no, disco, but I would rather save me, you, her, and his soul. I said it once before, that's that kingdom business. Yeah, I know my God is this B.I.G. I speak. I wish that all of these fake young see, Jesus Christ is the only one that'll die for you. Claiming they're your boys, but ain't none of them gonna ride for you. Stand in front of the judge, ain't none of them gonna lie for you. The most to do is bury you and pick a tie for you. So this day, choose who you gon' serve. You can flip them birds, or you can get this work. Yeah. Oh Lord, you already know. This is
we are here with y'all just saw the video, but now we're with the man himself, Kingdom rapper. I see you. Shada P. There you go, right here. Shada P, thank you for joining us today, man.
Thank you.
Oh, clap, yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, man, no problem.
Appreciate it.
So like I said, let's start. I want to start with how I met Shada P. I was recording the soundtrack for one of my plays, and one of my rappers had dropped out because we was doing like a collab mix or whatever. And he happened to be in the studio with the guy who's producing the album. And I was like, hey, I lost the rapper. Do you know somebody who can fill in? And he is like, Shada P can get on it. Shada P literally heard the beat, wrote it in 5 minutes, then went in the studio and recorded it. And I was like, this brother is So like I said, we've been brothers and friends ever since, and like I said, it's a privilege to have him here. I'm gonna let the guests ask him questions because I know him. So y'all can go ahead and ask me y'all questions. Tamika.
Okay. So my first question is, what is the P in Shawty P?
Well, I can't disperse that right now.
Well.
Hopefully, like it'll be in the archives later on when I die or something like that. Then people can That's long. I don't want to give the P out. It's so simple though. It's funny because everybody be trying to guess it and be like Peaches and Peabody, and I be like, nah. But it's so simple. It was a nickname that I had in college.
Okay.
Now you call yourself a kingdom rapper. Explain that for those who do not know what that is.
Well, I'm a kingdom rapper that makes kingdom music, which is KINGDOM. Killing ignorant nonsense, gaining dominion over minds music.
I didn't know it had a citadel.
Yeah. I wanted to bring something fresh to the table, because when you hear gospel or Christian, a lot of times they try to knock the music before they even hear it. So I decided to give it a new title, something fresh.
That's all right. Love it. Now Shawty P has a project. He just released a mixtape. Tell us about that. We got like 2 minutes. I just got told.
Well, it was Living Legend 2. It's the sequel to Living Legend. It's like a little small series I did where I wanted to cater to my real hip hop heads who want to hear music that actually got a meaning. So I took it back and went to some of the Pun, Biggie, Pac. That was Living Legend 1. Living Legend 2 I did more so for myself, and I went back to all the Biggie catalogs, what were my favorites, and I decided to redo them or put a little spin to it, put a little Shawty P mix to it.
Cool. That's what's up. Any cheesy question?
What do you see in your future? Like, 5 years from now, where would you like to be?
Definitely rocking festivals, large mainstream platform I'm trying to be at. I want to show people that you can really make it to the big leagues, and still have your Christianity morals and stuff like that.
Right.
Cool, Kenny.
I guess with a lot of hip hop, rap, and holy hip hop and whatnot, a lot of people can't get past the beat. Like gospel music can't have bass. How do you kind of deal with people? Wait a minute, that ain't no gospel music. But if they take the time to listen to the words and get past the music, they probably could hear it. Do you have that problem or?
Well, in the beginning I did, but I think more so as my name kind of got bigger, they realized that there's always going to be a message with it. But a lot of my beats have the bass in it because that's how I want to get the youth.
Yeah, which ain't nothing wrong with it.
Right.
All right. Well, guys, thank you. We got to wrap things up. Real quick, how can people reach out to you?
ITZSHAUDYP, baby. That's the URL for all my social media websites.
Awesome. Well, to have you back. For joining us. KARLTON Says we'll be back next Friday at 1 p.m. on time this time. See y'all. Thank y'all. I know somebody was like, round.
That went by
fast.
Extremely fast.
Oh, it was fast.
That was fast. It was. Now we're going to be able to see it.
Can you get the camera and get the behind like we just Good job, y'all.
Yeah,
that was exciting.
Again, I want to thank y'all.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
nice to meet you.
Appreciate
it. No problem.
Oh, that was tough.